Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 9, Episode 13 on my own. Let's get into it. So, this episode basically revolves around them trying to figure out where Karen is. So, Fatima is woken up in the middle of the night. Karen surprisingly calls her, and at first she thinks it's a setup, and she was like, "Don't tell Zach," or whatever the case may be. So after she gets up and hearing her, what she said to say, she goes calling for Zach. She calls from in the room. He's not answering in the bathroom, and then she goes downstairs and she calls. She realizes he's not there. So after that, she gets her bag and she leaves because by this time she's already dressed. Meanwhile, you got the other girls. They basically in front of Karen's door talking to Officer Green. I didn't even know they had this many different police officers on the show because they don't really show them. But anyways, nonetheless, so Officer Green tells them that like, listen, still no information, and they was like, all right, cool. If y'all could give it like an individual statement of anything y'all must know, just let us know. Sabrina was like, well, we actually want to go inside to see if there's any more clues. After that, and Andy and Sabrina they went inside. Danny decided to stay and do her little individual character statement and see if they did anything they didn't miss or whatever the case may be. Meanwhile, um what's Zach, Aaron, Pam, and Miss Lisa, they're inside talking about, oh yeah, the girls said they'll be here soon, or whatever the case may be. At that same time, Zach gets a phone call. It happens to be Fatima, and Fatima was like, well. Zach was like, where? He was like, where are you? He was like, well, before you must know, Karen is missing before you say anything and stuff like that. And she was just like, okay, because she knew where she was at, by the same time it was just like okay. So Zach was like, so if you hear anything, just call me back and let me know. By this time, that's when Fatima leaves. Fatima leaves to go to this place. Come to find out, Karen's at the support group, basically dealing with people who have lost a loved one, regardless if it was self, relative, grandkids, whatever the case may be. So they all start telling their story. Everybody congratulated her for coming and sharing her story and stuff like that. By this time, Fatima, she's outside listening to them as they wrap up their session. She goes in to give her a hug, and Fatima was like, "So, why did you call me?" We could tell, like, it felt like it was like, "Okay, why would you call me?" type vibe. So they start talking. She gives her a hug, and you could tell Fatima, she was just like taken aback, but at the same time, she's being loving and supporting of her because they have not had the best track record of being friends and cordial towards one another. So that was cool. She understood where she was coming from, and she was like, "So why you didn't call the girl?" She was like, "Listen, granted, I mean, you wouldn't judge me." She was like, "Oh yeah, of course." And then Brenda came back in and she was like, "Yeah, nice to meet you, Fatima. Thank you, Karen, for coming to share your story. You're welcome anytime. Fatima, you could come back with any other time too." And then she left out again. She was like, "Listen, I just love my kid, my baby, and I just needed somebody that could basically relate to what I was going on." Fatima lets her know that, they found your note and the cops is out looking for you. Everybody is just like in a panic and disarray of like what's really going on with you. So by this time, um, Pam pulls back up to the plate to her house. Next thing you know, Fatima walks in with Karen and baby Faith. Next thing you know, you see Aaron talk about, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay, Karen? Like, what really happened to you? Like, let me see the baby. I need to see." Relax. She just walked through the freaking door. Like, where's your love and compassion? Now I can see why Karen chose to call Fatima because it's like just right then and there. Y'all wasn't really concerned. Y'all was just more worried about the baby, but it is what it is, to each his own. So after that, Karen finally let them know that, listen, I called Fatima, and you could tell Andy, she was a little hurt by this. Like, Andy, you don't have the best track record of being a great friend. It's like we got to go through hoops just to get in contact with you. Like, you're supposed to be a lawyer. Don't you always supposed to be on your phone or have it by yourself to answer calls? But you giving like you're shady, like you're not the greatest friend in the world, okay? And I can see why she chose to call Fatima. Like, let me find out. Fatima's been the rock for this sister circle, and one way more than another, she's been more of a friend to them than Andy has been, and Andy knows all of them longer than her. Like, come on now, make it make sense. Yeah, it's just some things I would have called Fatima on too. Like, come on, Andy, you ain't it. So Andy felt a little hurt by that, and she gave her like a look, and it's just like, girl, please, it ain't even that serious. So after they all was like happy that she came home or whatever, everybody's like, well, time for me to go ahead, and she also apologized for that cryptic note because that wasn't for anybody to find. That was just her own thoughts putting on paper. If that was because you would have hit it a little bit better than that, but then again, who knows? So after that, everybody said their goodbyes. The last person that they he didn't have nowhere to go is Aaron. It's just like, oh snap! Now I got to deal with this dude. So come to find out, like she just needed to like talk to people who could relate to what she was going through. And yeah, she basically read all of them to filth, and it's just like, okay, cool. I mean, everybody know that about Danny. She's aggressive, but she's also blood at the same time. So that's a good thing in their book. Sabrina, she could be a little bit like, and Andy, she's busy worried about this daggone case, but she also let her know that she got two more people that she could add to Dr. Cruz's case, even though Andy was supposed to give it up a long time ago. But anyways, yeah. So after that, everybody said their goodbyes and they go home about their night. It's now the next morning. Zach, he still got the same clothes on from the day before, and Fatima comes down looking beautiful in her red outfit. And he's like, so what you want to talk about? Like, what's the issue? But he's like, listen. She was like, listen. It's not what it is. It is what it is. I solved the case. But I thought you was gonna let me know. It's like, listen, I don't got time for it. She was like, go. You always leaving, showing me your back, stuff like that. So it is what it is. Hopefully they get back on the same page. But right now they just need to like cool it and just take a break. So she goes on to work, and he's just left feeling like, yeah. Danny, she gets ready to go to work the next day, and Tony, he's still talking about living with her. She's just like, girl, Daddy, just tell the man that you don't want him to live with you. Like, it's bad enough you let him stay there and he ain't doing nothing but just eating up your food and making it look dirty. Like, girl, just talk to the man. She was like, I don't got time for this. She went ahead, got to work. By this time, Sabrina, she done got ready to get to work, drinking her coffee, whatever. And she calls Danny while Danny's at work, and she was just talking about like, yeah, I'm tired too. Like it was a night, and she's like, yeah. She was like, basically, Danny was just like, so you dealing with rock? She was like, no, no. And she's like, good, because that was the worst thing I've heard him saying to the doctor. She was like, all right, cool. You have a good day at work. By this time, Sabrina done pulled up to the job, and she just looks different. And you got Maurice was just like, yeah, I thought you had news about this dude. Nope. It's funny how the tables have turned. Maurice is really thinking about being with this dude Dylan, and Sabrina's basically getting her whole face. And it's just like, wow, the tables really have turned. They really become the opposite of each other more ways than none. So basically, Sabrina was asking Maurice if she should still date Rock, and he was like, "You still date him?" She was like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Well, what should I do? Stay with him for the D, or just end things?" And it's just like, "What would you do?" Basically, Maurice was saying, "Stay with that man for the thing, because it is what it is. It's helping you out, be a little bit less tense, and you're more like opening to be around. It's just like giving no thought." So she was just like, she got to worry about that decision. Meanwhile, at work, you got Andy in a funk. Fatima comes and tells her about the case or whatever. And she was like, this Karen situation, you could tell Andy's still mad. Like, so what? You're not her only friend at this moment. You're not. Like, make it make sense. You can have as many friends as you want, okay? Just know that you've been dealing with a lot of stuff, so you're not my go to at this moment. So it is what it is. Suck it up, put on your big girl panties, and move on, okay? So even Fatima, she noticed the shade too. She was just like, well, okay, I'll have your lunch ready when it's time to go. She's like, all right, cool, bye. And went on about her day. Meanwhile, Karen, she got to deal with Aaron in this aftermath of what happened last night. He was like, so what really happened. She was like, listen, I just need to go to talk to somebody that understands it. And basically, he gave her how he was talking to her in the beginning, that nasty talk, and she was just like, well, I'm sorry, I'll just think about, just trying to let you in next time or whatever the case may be. But he was just like, yeah. So after that, lately, Karen's come to the conclusion that she really wants to leave LA too. And he was like, so you've been missing the action for that one night, and now that's made you want to leave, pick up and leave where you've come from. And he's just like, yeah, I don't know. So yeah. Hopefully things get better. But next week supposedly, um, like Chaz, he's still like trying to come for Fatima, and Zach ain't having it. Hopefully, not Sabrina, Karen, she gets the, how would you say, she gets her thoughts in a row and everything just starts going the right way, because it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's more than one person can handle. And everybody's there to love and support her. And then Danny wants Andy to come clean about what's really going on between her, Vaughn, and the Gary situation. So hopefully that'll happen too. Sabrina, she lets Danny know that, her and The Rock need to literally like do what they got going on, because it is what it is. It's a lot, but at the same time, that sister circle ain't a sister circle without Fatima. So she's the root of them still staying together. So hopefully things get back in order next week's episode. If not, oh well, it is what it is. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this recap, and I'll see y'all the next one. Bye.